Hello, my name is Hannah Bridigo, and today I'm going to be talking about soil erosion and the importance of cover crops with giving an example. What is erosion? Erosion is defined as removal of rocks and soil by wind, water, ice, and gravity. So there are 5 agents of erosion, and those are gravity, running water, glaciers, waves, and wind.
Gravitational erosion describes the movement of soil or rock due to the force of gravity. Gravity impacts erosion in direct ways like landslides, mudslides, and slump. It can also impact erosion in direct ways by pulling rain to the earth and forcing glaciers downhill. Glacier erosions. A glacier is a large mass of ice and snow moving on land under its own weight. As glaciers pass over land, they erode it, changing features on the surface. Glaciers then carry eroded material along and deposit it someplace else. There are 2 types of glaciers, continental and valley glaciers. In a valley glacier, the ice flows downslope from the zone of accumulation, while for continental glaciers, the ice flows laterally outward and away from the zone of accumulation.
Wind erosion is one of the most influential factors when talking about erosion. And what that is wind can play a big role by carrying materials like sand and clay from one place to another. And it's when the wind blows. And so for an example is our hair dryer. And here's where you can see that the wind picked up the particles of the sand across the surface. And that is because the intensity of the wind erosion is determined by the sum of the sand and the speed of how fast the wind is, the slope of the area, and then also the surface of what the material is.
Next, we are going to talk about wave erosions. Wave erosions is the energy in waves comes from wind that blows across the water's surface. Waves shape the coast through erosion by breaking down rock and transporting sand and other sediment. Waves shape a coast when they deposit sediment, forming coastal features such as beaches.
For our next example is going to be water erosion. Water erosion is when the rain falls to the earth. It can either evaporate, sink into the ground, or flow over the land as runoff. You can see there's valleys here in the sand, and that is from when the water flowed down land.
There are several ways to protect the land from soil erosion, being contour farming, no-till farming, cover crop, and grass waterways. The first is contour farming is a sustainable way of farming where farmers plant crops across perpendicular to slopes to flow the contours of slope of a field. This arrangement of plants break up the flow of water and makes it harder for soil erosion to occur. Another way to protect the land is by no-till farming. No-till farming, the root structure of the previous year's crops help hold the soil together and prevent erosion. This picture shows roots from the year prior in a no-till field of how it helps hold the soil together. Cover crop is one of the most used for help with soil erosion. Cover crop is a specific plant that grows primarily for the benefits of soil rather than the crop yield. Cover crops are commonly used to suppress weeds, manage soil erosion, help build and improve soil fertility and quality, and control disease and pests and promote biodiversity. In the picture above is crimson clover, which can be used as a cover crop because the deep roots grow into the soil. Grassed waterways is another way to protect the soil against erosive forces of contracted runoff from the sloping lands. By collecting and concentrating over land flow, waterways absorb the destructive energy that would otherwise cause channels, erosion, and gully formation.